What is up? What is up? What is up? You all, you all, you all. It is another day, another time, and another week for Real Talk Monday on a Tuesday, you all. Look, y'all, look. I got my sister, Miss Daisy, up in the building with me on tonight. How you doing, sis?
Hey y'all, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So we hope y'all ready for this discussion tonight, cause we coming and we coming hard. We coming straight, no chaser. But before we get started, y'all know how we always do. We got to start it off with a little bit of the theme song. So let's go. What is up? What is up? What is up, y'all? It is another day, another time, and another week for We'll Talk Monday.
What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? What's up with you? What is up? What is up? What is up? It's only up from here. What is up? What is up? What is up? Let's go. What is up? What is up? What is up? Real talk. Real talk. What is up? What is up? What is up? Real talk. Real talk. Monday. Tune in to Real Talk Monday with Reverend James H. Glover III, a godly show that keeps it real.
All right. So y'all, we about to go into prayer at this time, and then we're gonna hit it with this topic on tonight. We got a good one for y'all tonight. We hope y'all ready because we definitely ready to give it to y'all. So as we get started, I want y'all to like, share, and tag. Tell everybody that Real Talk Monday is on, y'all. So let's go to the Lord in prayer. Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, we come to you once again. Heavenly Father, thanking you for another day and another day's blessing. Thanking you for all that you have done and all that you are continuing to do for us in our life. Right now, Heavenly Father, we ask as you bless this broadcast. Let everything I say and Daisy say be pleasing in thy sight. Let your name get all the glory, your name get all the honor, and your name get all the praise. Because we realize that it's not about us, but it is all about you. For you said in your word that if you be lifted up, that you'll do all the drawing. So move Daisy and myself out of the way so that you be lifted up. These men blessings in your son Christ Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. So tonight I'm gonna let my co-host, Miss Daisy, tell y'all what we talking about on tonight.
I just got a message. Can you see me and hear me? Hold on.
We can hear you.
How
Okay,
about
we
now?
can see you now.
I don't know. Something popped up saying that. Yeah, but anyways. All right. So I don't know if you guys saw the flyer, but tonight's discussion, our topic is we'll be talking about how do you feel in a relationship with a woman making more money over the male? Okay. So we know though the relationship isn't based on money, money is always a thing. And before being as though we're on a show with James and he's a male, I want to get his thoughts first, and then I share mine and what Google and stuff got to say after that.
Yeah. See, now you know I'm always women first. I'm always woman first, but you done hit me with that. All right, bet. All right. I see how we doing. So for me, am I really concerned about my woman making more money than me? No, because at the end of the day, if we are together, that money is our money. So why am I concerned about my woman making more money to me than if we're building generational wealth for our family? So no, I ain't concerned about it. As long as she's not like holding it over my head and like every day reminding me that I make more money than you, I'm cool with it.
All right, so before I go into what Google says, all right, so how I feel about it before I have a question for you, but before I get into that, so how I feel about it is, does it really matter who makes more money? Okay, that's number one. If we're together, like Jane said, it really shouldn't matter who's making more money. I know society likes to say, "Oh, a dude should, a male should feel below himself or feel less of himself, I should say, if he's not the one bringing home the money and paying the bills. But if you're really in a relationship as a union, as a godly union, and not of this earth union, then it really should not matter who is bringing home more money or not, because the bills got to get paid either way. And what is the woman going to do? Quit her job or change her field just so she's making less money than the male, and then end up into financial buying and financial debts and so forth. So I really think it really shouldn't matter who makes more money. Bills got to get paid, and we're out. At the end of the day, we're grown, and we just come together and we pay the bills as it needs to get paid. And like James says, as long as the woman doesn't hold that over her man's head, which I know based on what I googled and saw, yes, there is a lot of women that will throw it in the male's face if they get in an argument and make him feel as though his voice should not be heard because she's bringing home more money. But then that's how you know you're in a wrong relationship at the end of the day. So I have a question for you.
All right.
So with her making more money than you, just say example, okay? Would you like for her to bring the money home? Because back in the day, our grandparents, if the male, he goes out and make the money, right? Tradition way, the male goes out and make the money and bring it home to the wife, and she takes care of the bills. Back in tradition, and my great grandparents. So in this case, if your woman is making more money than you, do you want her to come home and still discuss those bills with you?
So what I want is I want us to sit down and have that discussion as a family, as a unit. I want us to sit down and be like, okay, this is what's coming out this time. This is what's coming out. We need to figure out like this is where money is going for this. This is where money is going for that. That way we know what our budget is for that month. What our budget is as a family. We know where we at. We know what we're working with. We know how much we are budgeting. We know how much we have to play with and how much we have to deal with. So I think that a budget is very important, and as well as communication, open communication about what's being paid, what's not being paid, what we're doing with the money, what we're not doing with the money. And I also believe in joint accounts
Mhm.
to where we both know where the money is going. And y'all in the comments, let us know how y'all feeling. Let us know in the comments. Let's go.
So when I looked up, of course, I like to look and see what the people are saying. So someone brought up Gabrielle Union and Wade, and she makes more than him, right? Her net worth, and she makes more than him.
Yeah.
So someone said, well, look how that turned out. Why are they coming for Wade? Why are they coming for Wade? Because if you really look at it from a standpoint, which if that works for them, that shouldn't matter. But what they're saying is they brought up a time where they did a shoot or they went to an event and he was wearing her clothing line. Because Gabrielle Union, she has her clothing line. And she was like, well, she makes more money and she seems to be the man in the relationship. And she has him wearing woman clothes. So I was like, why are they coming for him? But this just comes to show how society thinks that because the roles has changed in one particular area, then the male or the woman needs to get watered down or drowned out in that particular area. And I think Wade can stand on his own if he chooses, if he wants to not wear it. I'm sure he does not mind telling her no, or don't boss me around or whatever. I think he likes that, and that relationship works for them. But it seems to, based on a poll that I looked up, it seems that a lot of the male are saying that they would not. 70% of males said that they would not date a woman that makes more? 70%. So if this woman checks off all your things that you want in a wife, and the only thing is, out of these 70% male that says they won't date a woman that makes more money, just because she checks everything else, but she makes more money, you're not gonna date her. So then my question is, then you have a problem. That male, those particular male, have a problem with their own identity, because that shouldn't deter you if everything else is checked off. Am I wrong? I can't hear you.
My bad. Look, I did one of your moves. All right. But no, I agree with that. I think for some guys, it is a trigger because let's just be all the way honest. With some women, if they are making more money than their man, they're going to hold it over their head. They're going to be reminding their man every week, yeah, I'm making more money than you, so I ought to be able to do whatever I want to do. Just as Gabrielle Union said about her previous relationship, she said on a live video about her previous relationship, at one point she was making more money than her man, so she felt like she had a right to cheat on her man because she was making more money. So with her making more money, she felt like I gave her the green light to do whatever she wanted to do. So for some men, instead of dealing with a woman, I think for some of them they can't deal with it because of the simple fact of their male ego. They don't want to deal with the fact of I'll feel like less than a man if I'm not making more money than my woman.
Yeah.
And that's when you got to set that male ego at the door and be like, you know what, bump it. If my woman is making more money than me, so be it. Because I know at the end of the day, we're going to come together, we're going to boss up, and we're going to do great.
Right. Um, so I did another poll to see what the woman would do if they would date a man that makes less than them. 72% of the women says that they would not date a man that makes less than them. And some of the reasons are, I don't want to pick up his dead weight. I don't want to get stuck with his bills. 9 times out of 10, he has financial issues. I mean, come on. And they wonder why. And then so the writer of this article says at the end, and these women wonder why they're still single.
Let me ask you a question though. As a woman, how do you feel about them women saying that statement? Because they won't date a man that's making less than them,
Right.
but yet and still they would want a man to come in and accept them for as they are,
Right.
or take them as nothing at all, take them at
Right.
nothing at all. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
they do it like that, sis. You gotta keep it honest. You gotta keep it all the way a buck. If you want a man to take you as you are, you gotta take that man as he is.
Right. I agree. It's crazy because they're judging the fact that because he makes less, that he has financial problems or he has debts and bills. Everyone, first of all, if you're a girl, if you're an adult, you have bills. And I've seen in a lot of cases where, let's be real, not because you make more money does not mean you're not in debt. That means you have more bills. Honestly, the more money you make, the more responsibilities you're gonna get. It's just the fact on if you know how to manage your money and your finances better. So them judging the fact that because these male are making less money than they have debts and bills, that's not true. You can take say example $500 a week, and if you're wise with how you budget your money, you can make that stretch and go a long way. Versus, and not to get on my females, but I've seen, you know how us women sometimes we like to go and get the finer things and go and buy the finer things, and then the bill's not paid. So making more money does not mean someone is in debt. So I disagree with them saying that and assuming that. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So you never judge anyone from where they are. That just brings me back to the movie with Tahaji, I think it was. I forgot the guy name. Where he had that dream and he was creating.
Taraji P. Henson.
Yes.
Don't mess up my boo's name
Girl,
like that.
listen, whatever,
Baby
sir.
girl.
Whatever, sir. I love her to pieces, but that movie, I was like, look, has she stuck out? So the role is like this young lady that commented in the end of the movie, the lady that came towards the end believed in his dream, like fully with her whole heart. And he blew up. And he was able to give her back all the money she invested and with interest. And she was trying to get him back at that point. But you see how the tables turn. You'll never bite the hands of or judge someone from where they're at, because it's true. The tables can really, really turn, especially in this economy that we're in. You can have your job today and tomorrow you go in like we don't have no work for you. The door is closing. We're going virtual, or we're hiring a whole bunch of robots. Which in where I live, they have a lot of these robots now taking over people's jobs. So I really think it's crazy for you to judge someone, especially if they check off everything else on your list, whatever list that is that you have, just because they don't make that. That just comes to show how shallow people are. That's shallow, and that's just selfish. And
But
that's
that's
why
the
people
generation that we're living in. We're living in that fast paced, I want it now generation.
don't.
And a lot of people are like, they don't want to wait until the end result. They want it right now because we're living in a clickbait society. They
Yeah,
want everything that they want right now, no questions asked. I don't want to wait until tomorrow. Give it to me now.
yeah, yeah. And the thing is with that, everyone wants to be in a relationship with someone where they have comfort. And I understand and I get stability.
Great generation.
Yeah, I understand and I get stability. You're wanting someone with stability, but them not making financially more money than you does not mean that you can't create a solid foundation and have stability in that area. I just feel like a lot of female, let's be real, they do want someone to take care of them. And so if that male comes in, he does not have more money than them to take care of them, because I've heard it. I've heard it with my own 2 ears. What he gonna do for me? That'd be the first thing. That'd be the first thing. What he gonna do for me? Love you the right way? What about? I mean, whatever happened to that? Love you the right way, treat you how you need to be treated. So my question is, you want to be with a man that's gonna, and I've been in an abusive relationship, but you want a man that's going to disrespect you, hit on you, cheat on you, just because he's buying you all the finer things. And some people really does settle for that because this man has a lot of money.
And my Tina Turner voice, what love got to do with it?
Okay.
Like, I'll be honest. For me, I've never. I love these comments right here. We gotta understand the power of the slow cooker. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not worth it. Not at all. Not at all.
Hey, Amy.
Hey, hey.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I'll be honest. I've never dated someone that has made more money than me. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't date someone that made more money than me.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is I have been guilty of dating someone because they would look good on my arms. The arm candy. The arm candy.
Well, I mean, Bishop.
That's a total different. So, but it's like
But
it
did
kind
you
of goes with
get
it
to
too.
know? Did you get to know anything else about them besides them looking good on your arm?
No, I did not. It was like everybody else could see it that it wasn't gonna work, and I'm like, man, y'all crazy. Y'all see how many heads we turning? Y'all see how many heads we're turning? Like this girl is fine. Like we are killing it out here in these streets. No, and that's how I feel like some people are when they saying they don't want to date somebody that makes more money than them, or don't want to date someone that wouldn't make more money than them because they're looking at it from the standpoint of how am I going to look when I go out to these certain events
Mhm.
if I'm telling people like, yo, my man makes less money than I do.
Mhm. Mhm. I have a question for you. Being as though I have it on my list here, but you brought it up. So you're out with your lady, right? And she makes more than you. Do you beforehand? Because I've been around with this discussion with couples. Okay, do you want her, and she makes more than you, to hand you over the card before you get in a restaurant to pay for you to pay?
For me, I'll just be
You
honest.
to hand it to the waiter, the
For,
waitress, or the
for
waiter.
me, if we going out to eat, I'm gonna make sure I got money on my card beforehand, and I don't want her handing me her card at all. If we going out to eat, I'm gonna make sure I got my money beforehand and I'm paying for it.
Mhm. So why do you think in some relationships, because like I said, I've seen it, that the woman, she may hand over the guy the card and say, here, let's use my card for the night, but I have to give it to him because he doesn't have the financial means. How do you feel about that? Do you feel that that's not necessary, that if they're out together she should be able to hand the card, or do you think it's just something that they maybe discussed before, and the male is saying, I feel some type of way about you paying, and I'm not able to, and I'm the male, and I'm out. How do you feel about that?
For me, the way I feel about it is if it's happening and if that's the way that we're gonna handle it, hand me the card in the car. Because if you handed me the card in the restaurant, you're demasculating me low
That's what
key.
I'm saying. Beforehand, not in the restaurant.
Like if you're gonna do that, do it in the car.
So you're
Because
okay with that? Why would you
I'm
allow
not
that?
saying that I would be okay with it, but if we're gonna
Okay.
do that, hand me the card in the car.
So why is it you think that would occur to where a couple would be in a situation where they're like, oh yeah, here, hun, to the guy, take the car. Why do you think someone would do that?
One, I feel like it's two reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, they have been in arguments, and the woman is tired about arguing about the money. So instead of arguing about the money, she has decided that, okay, bet I'll just hand over you the card and you can deal with it your way.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, it's a respect thing for some women of he is the king of our house. So even though he ain't making the money that he needs to make to still make him feel like the king of our castle, I'm still going to hand him over the car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But my thing is this: if you're making more money than me, and we are married, it ought to be a situation where we both can take each other out. Sometimes you pay, sometimes I pay. It shouldn't be a thing of where like we gotta figure out who's paying and it's a power struggle. If we together, we're one unit. So let's make that happen.
Okay. So I have a scenario for you, and it's in within our topic, but it's just a little off. Say you're married and you have
Mhm.
a family, and she is making more money than you before marriage, and she gets a promotion which require her um, to be at work more. So and she asks you to stay at home because you have stay at home moms. Would you be a stay at home father because she has this great job and then she just got a promotion and you have kids together? Would you be a stay at home father?
Definitely, definitely, I would do it just because of the simple fact of if that's the way that our family is set up, and that's what's gonna help our family dynamic work, then guess what? I'm gonna do it and care less what everybody else got to say about me. I'm
Because
gonna do it
people gonna
because that's
talk.
yeah. Like, I'm gonna do it because that's what works for our family. Now
Okay.
that may not work for your family. If it don't work for your family, that's fine and good. But for our house, this works.
Hmm. Yeah, because you know people are gonna talk,
Oh, definitely. And my thing
especially her
is,
family.
oh man. Mm.
Why you with that bomb? That's their favorite thing to say.
Oh my goodness. He
And
can't do
that's what a
nothing
lot
for
of times,
you.
huh?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. I'm
No.
gonna give you a scenario. So you're
Okay.
dating a guy, okay,
Yeah. Okay.
and y'all been together for a while, and all at once he has a dream that he is trying to pursue, and in trying to pursue his dream right now, let's just be honest, his dream ain't really making that much money. It's bringing in some money, but it's not bringing in enough money to cover the bills. Would you still support your man as he's out here grinding, trying to be successful with his dream? Or would you be tell him he needs to hurry up and find him a 9 to 5?
What's his dream?
Like, let's say his dream is to be a rapper. Would you support him?
Why you have to say a rapper?
I'm just throwing that scenario out there. I'm throwing the scenario out there. He a 50-year-old trying to be a rapper. Would you support it?
And I make more money?
And you make more money.
No
And
doubt.
oh yeah, baby, I need your
Listen,
credit
okay,
card.
first of all,
I
I
need your
never want
credit
to
card.
be
Hold on. I gotta throw a scenario in there. And oh yeah, baby, I need your credit card to pay for studio time.
okay. So this is what we're gonna do. No. I want to say this. I'm gonna support my man, okay? But I'm not going to be stupid. There's a difference, okay? We're grown, we're adults, we have bills. I'm not just gonna keep handing over my card. So, like any other bills and anything else, even with me, if the tables were turned, I want you to say, okay, your allowance is this or whatever. You can get a bag a week of the. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna structure out how much studio time. We're not just gonna be like every day you got to go to the studio. That's ridiculous. So we're gonna have to structure out and budget everything in, and that's what you should do with anything. You got to have a plan. You can't just be reckless with it. I want to change that. Not saying stupid. I'm not going to be reckless. I'm going to support my man, but I'm not going to be reckless to where we're both running down into nowhere and into the hole. And I'm also going to help him. If that's his dream and he want to be a rapper, I'm going to go out there and see what connects I can do to help him too as well. Not just sit up there and be like, did you get the deal today? I told you that's not working. I'm gonna get out there and be like, let's see if we can go to California, babe.
You're gonna be his number one fan. You're gonna be pumping his music, all
Exactly.
that.
And go stand in front of Capitol Built Records and let's try to see if we could slide somebody your CD or something.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's it.
I mean, and I'm down
it.
for all of that because I'm mad. I'm supportive and goofy and all of that, just like that. Like, hey, let's just go for fun and see what we can do. And while we up there, we're gonna talk to so and so, and let's see what parties. California. If you got the money, you can go in any room with anybody. You hear what I'm saying?
California or
$500
Atlanta. If you got the money,
you can be in a room with anybody. I'm telling you, because everyone's there. And so I'll be supportive of my man and help him along the way, not pull him down and tell him like this dream is just made up and it's not gonna happen and so forth. But we're gonna set a budget.
Like I was listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show on yesterday, and this girl wrote in a letter to Steve and Shirley, and the letter was about her man, and she said her man had groupie tendencies. He was wanting to start a podcast, and with him starting the podcast, he interviewed local celebrities, and they really were struggling. They really wasn't really getting any interviews with any of these local celebrities. She's working as a nurse, And in the letter, she says, I'm sick and tired of him doing this, and I'm ready for him to give up his little studio dream of
Mm,
being a podcaster and having a talk show and start supporting our family.
mhm. Yeah. Um.
It
All right.
said he
So
was never going to make it. And she said in the letter, he'll never make it. I don't know why he's even doing it.
yeah. So this just goes and ties in somewhat with, you know, I don't know if it's just a dream. There's just things that we also as human want to do, and I'm gonna shed this in the light of a godly perspective, okay? And the saying that don't share your dream or your vision that God gave you with everyone, because everyone's not going to root for you and they're not going to understand because it was told to you. And on the outside, though he's following and walking out, or whomever is walking out their God-given purpose or vision, um, people gonna look at you like you're crazy, absolutely insane, because you sit up there with all these bills due, but you going hard for this vision that God gave you. I will say that, like, if God gave you a particular vision or goal or something to work at, stick by that man and walk the full thing out. People will look at you and say you're crazy. People will talk about you. Hell, they're gonna talk about you regardless if you're doing good or bad. So just keep steadfast and focus on what you know that God told you to do, because it's not gonna come easy and it's not gonna happen overnight. And if someone is with you that does not support you and put you down, then you're with the wrong individual. The wrong individual. And so I would say that, because, you know, my
Without
man,
a doubt.
my man gotta have a vision and hear from God. Because if you don't hear from God and have a vision, he may think I'm loony. I mean, like, seriously. And I had this situation happen to me last year. Um, this guy on Facebook, I don't know where he came from, but he apparently we've been Facebook friends. I don't know from where, but we were messaging and so forth. And this is no, no, no. This is when the pandemic first happened, right? And so, I started doing my business full time doing that. And so he asked me, he said, "What do you do?" I said, "My background is the medical field, but I'm fully running my business now." And so he was like, "Oh." I was like, "What, does that bother you?" "It shouldn't, because I'm not asking you to take care of me." He was like, "That's kind of risky, don't you think?" I was like, "Does that bother you?" He was like, "Well, yeah, I would want a woman that, have you thought about that long run?" And that just comes to show that not everyone would get it. And not everyone's going to come into it and support you. And if they got you questioning yourself, your vision, and your goals, then you need to dip. Because 9 times out of 10, if you don't dip, then you're gonna end up giving up and sacrificing what your heart's desire, your visions, your goals, and your dreams to please someone, and then you're gonna hold resentment. So if someone's trying to talk you out of what your heart desires and what God told you to do, run. That's a sign to run.
Without a
Seriously.
doubt. First sign to one. First sign to
Yes.
one. Like, that's family, friends, whatever. Relationship is whatever. I
Yeah.
can tell y'all right now, in all honesty, there is a small group of people that when God gives me an idea or a vision of something, that I share it with. There's only a small group of people that get that because they have proven themselves trustworthy. I know they are some praying people. I know that they're going to pray with me. I know that they're going to go to war with me. I know that they're going to hold me accountable for what God is calling me to do. And I can really count those people on my hands. That's it. Because
That's the truth.
everybody can't handle what God is doing in your life. Everybody can't handle it.
Nope. And they will try to talk you out of it. What people do too, a lot of times, is they put you in a box because they set you to their own limitations, and so they'll reflect on the things that they may have wanted to do that they're fearful of doing, and then they think that you can't do it because they're fearful of doing it. So don't let nobody put you in no box. Don't let nobody pluck on what their fears are and limitations are onto you. Don't allow anyone to talk you out of what you know that you need to be doing, because then your whole resentment in that relationship, I can't stress that enough, because that's real. It's really a thing. People sacrifice and give up things that their goals, and their, like, example, Tabitha Brown. If she had her and her husband made the agreement that he would work, and that she would, push through on her dreams and her goals and her vision, and then once she makes it big, then she'll take care of both of them. And that's why Wendy came for her, because she made it big, and she kept up her part of the bargain. She made it big, and then she told her husband stop working. And Wendy was all in the business. You don't know what people's agreements are in their relationship. But if that's what you got to do, what about building with each other? What? Why not go hard for someone if you truly love them, and not make it just about money? And I'm not saying to be, silly with it to where you're getting taken advantage of. But if you see and search of someone's heart that they're not just there to parlay and be lazy and take your money because you make more than they do, and they have a dream that they're pursuing, support them, because you don't know where that's going to take you in the long run. And that's Tabitha Brown is a perfect example for that. Now she take care of her and her man.
Exactly. So one more question for you before we jump into another topic. How soon in a relationship should money be talked about? How soon? I say when you start getting serious, it ought to be talked about.
Yeah, because I'm going on a first date. I'm not going to be discussing that with somebody on a first date. If I see that there is a potential and an interest in that person, then yes, we do need to discuss that, because I do also need to know. I don't need to know how much you make, but I do need to know that if the goal is to get married and we end up in a serious relationship, I need to know what your bills, what your debts are. Not even your bills, if you have any debts,
Yeah.
because we got to clear them up. If I got to help you do it together, or we got to seek financial advisors or something like that, that's something that needs to be cleared up before we get married. And that's something that I can help with. So I think it does need to be discussed. Uncomfortable conversations need to be had before marriage. And a lot of people don't do that. And then that's why they end up divorced after a week or a month, because they want to live in this fairy tale bubble. And it's all good and, wonderful, and you love on each other, but you got to talk about the things that are uncomfortable too, because this is someone you plan on being with for the rest of your life. And so I think like you said, it should be discussed when I feel that, we're getting serious and we're talking about marriage, before even talking about marriage.
I agree. I agree. So you all, we will be right back. We're about to do a quick little segue into another segment. But before we do that, y'all notice we rocking the Real Talk Monday search. We got our Real Talk Monday merch up on us. What? Y'all better get y'all one.
Get you one.
Definitely, please, man, please, sir. Y'all better get y'all one. They come in every color. We we killing it right now. Y'all get ready to see more coming. We finally have somebody that is about to take us to another level on our merchandise. In my opinion, this young lady is going to take our branding and our merch to another level, and I can't wait to see what she does. And let's segue into a little something like this.
Buckle up and get ready. It's time for the Real Talk Letter. If you need advice, Email us at realtalkmonday1@gmail.com. That's realtalkmonday, the number 1 at gmail.com. And we may read your letter on air. Now, let's turn it over to Daisy.
Hey, y'all. All right, so send those letters in. Send them in if you're facing a decision that you need to make, whether it's relationship based, life based, job, career, vision, whatever it is. Send those letters into us and we will give you our honest feedback and we'll help you make that decision. Okay? Okay, brother, sister. All right, so instead of being as though we don't have a letter today, we're going to discuss this topic. And so this topic, oh, he put it up there. Is it okay to keep in contact with an ex when you're in a new relationship? Go first.
Okay. So my question is, how close of an ex are they? Like, is it like an ex that like you was cool with their family and you and their family kind of coincide a lot? And it's like, are y'all talking every day?
Okay. I mean, you keep in contact in whatever way that is. You guys still speak, whether it's every day, every other day, once a month. You just still keep in contact.
Now, see, for me, keeping in contact with them every day is a problem for me because of the simple fact of they are an ex for a reason. So if you are an ex for a reason, why do I have to stay in contact with you every single day?
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously it didn't work for a reason, so why are we together? Why are we still communicating every day? Now, if there's something going on with that person and y'all was friends before y'all was even in a relationship, then yeah, I don't see the problem in staying in contact with that person at that point. Like, just went through a situation where something like that happened. And yeah, I checked on the person and like made sure they was okay, made sure they was cool, made sure they didn't need anything. But it's not a thing of I was staying in contact with them every day.
Well, for me, I've been in a, I've been in two relationships where they were still cool with their ex. And did it bother me? No, I'm not easily threatened. Um, had it bothered me, I would have had the conversation with my partner and would hope that they would respect it making me feel uncomfortable. But I've been in a situation where, oh yeah, this is my ex calling. I'm like, okay, cool. So I said hi. Hey girl, hey. But no, seriously. So I want to flip it. Would I've also been in a relationship. I'm cool with one of my ex. I'm cool with one of my ex, and we don't talk as much now because their current partner is intimidated by me. And I respect that.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Back up, what?
Yeah, we're cool, but we don't talk. We haven't spoken. Normally we'll talk often to where sometimes we meet up and go to lunch or something like that. And this person that they're talking to, they've been talking to them for a while, but because at first my ex was like, yeah, Daisy has been a part of my family. Like I was there when I was really, really close. Their mom passed away, and that's my godson's. My godson.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I've been in the family for a while, and so at first they didn't care. And now I guess because it's causing friction in the relationship, which I respect and I understand. If it's causing I don't want to be the cause. I don't want to be the cause for nobody breaking up, but you gotta have what's the word I'm looking for? You gotta be confident in yourself to know that and trust your partner. If because me and that person have nothing, like I would not go back there, and vice versa. But yeah, we don't speak anymore like that because it's really causing problem in the relationship, and I don't reach out for that purpose. I normally never do, and they would ask me, well, why don't you message me first or call me first sometimes to check on me? And I'm like, well, I know you're in a relationship, and that makes me feel kind of knowing that she doesn't like it. So I've been respectful. It's just him. He's just like, no, you're a part of the family, and it's all right. She'll deal with it. No, I would want someone to take my feelings in account for. And so I pull back a lot even before now. Now they don't even reach out at all. And I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah.
So, okay, let me ask you a question. How did that make you feel from going from them saying you were part of the family, like that they would never like treat you bad or nothing like that, to all at once like boom, y'all ain't talking at all?
How does it make me feel?
Hmm.
You know me. Okay, I'm not going to say I don't care. I'm not, let me not use that word because I say that word a lot. It doesn't bother me. It really does not bother me at all. I respect it. And it's totally okay with me. It's not the end of the world. I'm not going to create an issue out of no issue. They're in a relationship. I get it. I totally get it. Everyone is not going to be okay with that. I'm still a part of the family. I have everyone else's number. I don't need to, I can see if I needed to reach everyone else through him, but I don't. I still have connection with the other people. So that doesn't make me not a part of the family. Like, the sisters and stuff, my godson's mother, we still plan meetup. Like, so that doesn't bother me. And I also found out that the new girlfriend feels some type of way because she feel as though the family favors and love me more. Girl, are you finding a problem with everything? Like, I'm just being me. Why you focus on the relationship and not dwell on the past? Because my understanding, she will always bring me up, even though I haven't.
What?
Yes, I don't understand. Always bring me up, and I don't eat like even when they're just out. I bet you think about Daisy. What? Like, stop bringing me up, because then you'll push a man or you'll push a person away. Don't do that.
That brings up another subject. So, do you believe that if a woman accuses a man of cheating, or a man accuses a woman of cheating so many times that eventually they just gonna up and do it because you've been accused of it so much, you might as well do it?
I believe people do that, but I believe that's wrong. At any time, if you feel the need or the urge to cheat, whether you're being pushed because you're being asked a lot, but once that comes in your thought process and you have the desire to cheat, leave. Don't cheat on them because they're accusing you of cheating. Two wrongs doesn't make it right. If it's bothering you, just leave the relationship, because again, clearly that's not the relationship for you. Y'all gotta have trust. Trust needs to be the foundation of a relationship. And if you have to antagonize and nag someone and accuse someone, then you need to then not even break up with that person and get with someone else. You need to work with the issue that lies on the inside of you, because you have security problems, and no relationship is going to last for you until you figure out why you have to question or doubt if someone's being loyal or faithful to you. It could be maybe they cheated on someone and now they think that the next person is going to cheat on them. So don't commit to a relationship if you don't trust the person. because
I
that is
agree.
annoying.
I agree 10,000%. I agree 1,050%. Like, no lies, no cap. So, we thank y'all for rocking with us tonight. We know it was a different night than normal, but we will be back on Mondays again. We just had to switch things up for this week. We had to do a little shift, and we appreciate y'all rocking with us tonight. And the podcast will drop tonight. Y'all not gonna have to wait till midnight. We're gonna drop the podcast tonight since y'all was patient enough to wait with us. We're gonna drop the podcast tonight, and just continue to rock with us, continue to pray for us, and promise y'all great things are coming. We are nearing very close to 100 episodes. Y'all get ready. We got a meeting on tomorrow night, and I know that the ladies and I are gonna have some good ideas for what we got coming with that 100th episode. So y'all just sit tight. Y'all never know what we got up our sleeve. So in closing, as I always say before I turn it over to my beautiful co-host, Miss Daisy, sometimes our disappointments are nothing more than God's appointments, meaning some things that we're looking at is bad. God is only turning it around for our good. Stay blessed, be blessed, and be a blessing to someone else. We are out of here. Daisy, it's on you.
Yes. So based on our topic, have conversations and meeting someone. It's important to have uncomfortable conversation. If something is uncomfortable for you, such as someone making more than you or less than you, then you need to be honest and upfront about that. Don't deter or put off your goals or vision for anyone that's talking you out of it. If it does not sit well with you, then that is your cue and your red flag that that is not the relationship for you. Be honest and committed to your heart's desires and goal. We love you and thank you for joining as always and supporting. Like, comment, and share.
Please, ma'am, please share, like, comment, and share. So we out of here, y'all. Love y'all. Peace.
Bye.
Thank you for watching the Spin Awards nominated show, Real Talk Monday. We appreciate your support. We would love for you to share and listen to our podcast. Also, go like us on all social media. We're Real Talk Monday on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, if you would like to email us, you may do so at realtalkmonday1@gmail.com. That's realtalkmonday1@gmail.com.